What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. We're diving deep into the explosive action and twists and shocking twists of Gen V Episode 8. This episode is titled Trojan delivered high-stakes supe-on-supe chaos and cemented Godolkin as the new major threat to Vought and perhaps even Homelander. In this episode, we discuss Godolkin's master plan, the shocking Marie twist, the return of polarity, the aftermath, and relationships on the ropes. Join the conversation in the comments. What was your biggest shock of the episode? Do you think the group can stop Godolkin or could have stopped Godolkin? Well, clearly they did. Don't miss a minute of our Gen V and the boys coverage. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Oh yeah, today's title. The title is Trojan. What are your thoughts?
So appropriate. So appropriate. First of all, never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yes.
I love the Greek reference using the Trojan with the black hole who ultimately uses his asinine power to pretty much save the day, much like in the Trojan War. And so very appropriately titled episode. I appreciated it. It was a really good twist that I didn't foresee. But once I got deep into the episode, I was like, okay, I know this play. I know this play. I appreciate the historical reference.
Speaking of going deep, let's talk about this climax. The confrontation with Godolkin was brutal. What was your initial reaction when Marie took too long with her taunt and Godolkin inhabited her, leading to some heads exploding?
Oh, okay. So to be fair, I did not get a chance to fully rewatch this. And so ask the question again.
So Marie was, you know how superheroes always do. They take their time, like right before they're going for the kill. She took her time, and then boop, Godolkin took over her body. What were your thoughts in that moment?
Rookie mistake. One, never underestimate your opponent, especially one that has been around as long as he has and as wise as he has, because he's the one that set into motion a lot of these things in the first place. So, sometimes youth is to our peril. You underestimated your opponent, and he's the originator of being with the shit. You be quiet. Get to it. And so she just, rookie mistake.
Okay.
With all that power, you're still a dumb kid. And I wish Chad was here because no one says it better than he does about these dumb kids.
So Polarity's return and his immediate action was a huge swerve. Why did Polarity choose that specific moment to attack? And then also, what does it say about his state of mind after Sister Sage unlocked his door?
So I think ultimately Polarity obviously still is seeking vengeance. I was a little shocked when Sage left that door unlocked. I know this is not the question that you asked, but I was just a little bit surprised about that. But what's his name? Godolkin.
Why surprised?
I can't quite figure her out. I cannot quite figure her out. Like, is this really love with her and Godolkin? Is this lust? Is this something in the middle? Like, trying to figure it out. And like, just watching the whole ping pong between the two of them play out, everything's cool. They're talking about moving in together. And then you about to go teach a class. For what? What are you doing? So yeah. But Polarity in particular, I'm glad that they kept him around, that Marie healed him, because that was another key player in making sure that, to some degree anyway, at least for now, they were successful. So I did not answer the question that you asked, but I feel like kind of tap danced around the question quite a bit.
Actually, no, you answered. What does it say about his state of mind? You said he's still. What did you say? Not vengeance. I forget your actual wording, but so you answered that. Why did Polarity choose that specific moment to attack?
Paint a picture for me.
Well, it was right after Sister Sage let him out. At this particular point in time, this is when the group is battling Godolkin. And remember, Godolkin is controlling all those students.
Oh yeah, and then so with him, with his particular power, he can deflect a lot of those things, and so, I mean, in doing so, that's the perfect moment to make sure that that team is successful. Because as strong as Godolkin is, Polarity is able to kind of bend things to his will, with being able to manipulate metal, and I can't get into the science of it all, but across the episodes it made sense when I heard it.
Well, we have Corey. Corey's about to join us. Corey, how you doing, sir?
Hey there.
You're right, because I was drowning.
Oh, let's keep it moving. So Annabeth realized that Godolkin is inhabiting Marie was part of her premonition. How much of this chaos do you think was preordained, or how much was a result of the group's actions? Corey.
I kind of think it's a little bit of both, because with the sister, she didn't really understand the full extent of, or how powerful she was, how valuable being a precog was in pretty much every superhero continuum, right? B, she didn't know the context of the powers and what it meant for the group at the time that it was pertinent, right? Like, she could only see bits and pieces, which she didn't really catch until they were in the moment. Which defeats the purpose of a precog. So, I mean, I think, they're a victim of their circumstances, but also a victim of the fact that she hasn't been trained. She doesn't know how to use her powers. She doesn't know the scope of what she has in order to be useful to the group. And hey, they just realized that she even was a precog, right? So I think it's all of that.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I definitely am, Aaron. I'm with you. I love a good fence straddle or a straddle in general. but but I'm leaning a little bit more along the lines of the results of their actions, how things played out, pretty much for all the things that you just mentioned. Being a novice, having these reactions based on what you think is about to happen, and so I think they kind of shaped a lot of what occurred based on the things that they did.
Again, so how we talked about how these kids are horrible heroes, like their decision making is questionable all the time. It continues, right?
You say it so eloquently, again, to reference Chad, them dumbass kids.
All right. So Godolkin initially wanted to cull the herd, but Sister Sage notes he's changing their plans. His ultimate goal is to control Homelander. How do you think he plans to achieve, or how do you think he thought he would achieve that by killing so many of these would-be assassins?
Do we think that these would-be assassins, or these kids with these quote-unquote useless powers, would be more apt to be controlled by Homelander and could be, in essence, have been allies in some way to work against Godolkin?
I kind of almost feel like that the whole point of that was to curry favor with the craziness, right? By showing, because the root of Homelander is this the superiority, the supremacy idea of supes. And I kind of feel like Godolkin was trying to curry favor because, he views Homelander as an idiot, right? And we all know Homelander is a bit of an idiot. He's a bit of a typical I won't say typical man, but a typical man in this story, to where you have to placate him, right? And you have to feed his ego with the bull, right? And so I think that was going to be ultimately his approach. He was going to say, hey, look at, we're one and the same. We're on the same team, and thereby currying favor with Homelander so that he can kind of get in and then kind of take him out, because ultimately he wanted to be the one.
So him being Godolkin being his own Trojan horse, so to speak.
Correct. I think, but they didn't explain it, so we don't really know what the plan was, which I kind of feel was a little bit of a miss on the show. They should have kind of explained a little bit about what the plan was, so that we can kind of see, or even perhaps root for Godolkin in a way, because everybody hates Homelander, or they should. Clue: you should hate Homelander if you don't, but
Oh, he's awful. 100% awful.
Okay, so we saw Godolkin and Sister Sage working together, and she's clearly interested in introducing him to Homelander. Is she genuinely in love with him, or is her interest purely tactical?
I just asked this question a little while back. Like, okay, is this love? Is this lust? Is it somewhere in between? Because I'm a little confused, because the way she be humping on Godolkin, little Muppet looking self, I am confused. I'm like, okay, you talking about moving him in? Like,
she stay under a man, on top of a man, baby.
Not putting it down like that at all for him to get a key. No. You can only get a key to the bottom lock, not the top.
No. I tell you what, she like them twinks too.
She do like a twink. She do like a twink.
So
I understand. I get it. We've all had our times.
I mean, she's
We've all had our times and experiences.
Talk about her playing the long game, because he done been down. He done been down for a long time. And so that kind of makes me feel like, okay, either you are really just that much of an evil genius to where you are that monomaniacal to just be focused on bringing Homelander down that bad, to where you're working with Godolkin for that long and seemingly in love with him to just be pretending all the time. I don't know. I think she really caught feelings.
I don't think she has feelings for anybody, right? I think that she is selfish. I think that she is butthurt, for lack of a better term, from how Homelander treated her initially, which is why she's on this whole revenge kick right now. I really think that she's one of the best villains in the show, but her downfall is her own hubris, thinking that she is so smart, that she is so this and she is so that. I think that she ultimately was gonna play him, and will play him, but I think she's gonna be a victim of in the end result. At the end of, I do not see her as being one of the people that survives. Now, there may be a time when she gets a one-up on Homelander, right? And she can reveal to him that he was a part of her plan. I could see her doing that. But at the same time, I don't think she survives it.
Is Sister Sage a villain?
Yes. Yes. If she's okay, so wait. If she's not a villain, she's definitely an anti-hero. But she is so close to being a villain that, I mean, you might as well wear the villain drawers if you're that close.
I would agree that she's an anti-hero. I would agree with that.
But can someone have the hero title if they stand by and watch and see bullshit that she has to see that Homelander and Vought and all the others do, and knowing that you have the capacity and the ability to stop it and you don't do anything?
I think that's what
are you still qualified to be a hero? Even have a hero on the button?
I think that's exactly what she's trying to do. I think she recognizes that Vought is an international company. And because it's an international company, the entire system has got to be brought down. And so it's not just enough to bring down Homelander. She has to bring the entire system down.
You know what I was thinking too at the end of this episode? Would the twist that I would love to see is that she and I can't think of his name, but the original CEO, if they're actually
Edgar.
Yes. And that's what I was thinking, that they're actually the duo.
That thought crossed my mind. And I was kind of hinting at that earlier on, I think around episode 3 or 4 or whatever. I was hinting at that, but I wasn't certain. So I was hinting. What are your thoughts, Elia?
I was honestly thinking Edgar was going to show up again in another one of these episodes before they close it out. I was a little bit disappointed I didn't get to see him again. But are we still on the question about Sage being in love with Godolkin?
Is she a villain?
I'm still trying to figure out what her end game is. I don't know that I see her as a villain. I don't know if I see her as a villain. Because as soon as Godolkin got on that BS, she was not going. She wasn't having it. So But
was that more self-preservation, or was it because it was
not necessarily it would not just self-preservation, because there is clearly something larger at play. So I wouldn't just say it's just selfish. I think there's more. I could be dead ass wrong, but I think there's more.
So think about it like this. No matter what he did, meaning Godolkin, no matter what he did, he still would have considered her an ally. So by taking him out, what she's basically saying is, I don't like what you're doing. Now, her motives might have been selfish, but she still didn't like what he was doing.
Like, we did everything that we were supposed to do. We are moving forward toward the goal that we were headed toward. Why are we all this bloodshed for no reason? And so that's what that little piece is part of what makes me feel like she has an end game. I can't quite figure out. So, if she was just a complete psychopath, she wouldn't care about the bloodshed. Screw them kids.
True.
Do what you do,
True.
She is one of my favorite characters in this show. She is absolutely one of my favorite characters in this show.
You like someone?
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about him, and I watched The Watcher. What is that? Season 3, season 4? I don't remember what season it was. It reminded me of one of those characters.
Which one?
One of those strong witches. The one who she wanted to touch the thing at the end, but she was still too tired, and so old boy with the eyes had to touch it. The 2 black characters at the end. What you say?
Your Louisiana showing. I don't know what we talking about, so I can't say.
I don't know what show we talked about.
The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher. Okay. What season?
This last one that just came out. Did you watch it?
In the middle of it. You at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me shut up. Let me move. All right.
Oh, you talking about Fridella?
I don't know her name.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
I like her too.
Oh, okay. Oh, so black women. As long as they black and they're a woman, Corey likes them.
That's not true. That's not true. But you know who I don't like and is a hero? I don't like Starlight.
Why?
I don't want to root for her.
And just like that, we're back.
I
It was
don't want
not
to root
so
for
right.
her.
I'm
I
not.
don't
I'm
want to
not
root
here.
for her. I want to root for the cause, but I don't know what it is.
What
I don't
about
know
A Train? Do you want to root for A
I'm
Train?
so
I
sick of
do.
him. I'm sick of A-Train.
Corey said, "I do."
I do want to root for
I
A-Train.
did the
I thought he
minute
was dead though. I thought he wasn't gonna make it.
No, A
he
Train
was
ain't
dead
dead.
to me. The minute that he put on that Wakanda suit, I was over him.
Can we talk about for a minute the black characters in this show and how they run the gamut, right? I mean, it's just there's not one type of character. They all kind of embody a different area of black superhero fandom, etc. Right? You got old boy from Say the Last Dance who looks good in this show. You understand? He looks good.
He does. He looks amazing.
Corey added that. Do you understand?
He looks good. But his whole story arc in this season, fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. A-Train, his story is interesting.
Black Noir talking now. But then it was to critique you on
your
movie.
last movie.
Oh, you're right. About why it didn't make sense and why it strayed from the video.
Was that not some blackish? It was. And then the response.
Hold up. I'm going to let you talk for a minute, but look.
And then the response was, "You talking?"
So you talking now? as if to refute everything that he just said.
And then he like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to talk because the original one dead. I mean, they gotta know at this point. They gotta know that he is not the original.
All right. Let's bring it back. So let's talk about shifting loyalties and relationships. So Jordan breaks up with Marie mid-crisis, which adds to the high-stakes drama. Was this just a bad timing decision, or is it a sign that the group's pressure is cracking their most stable relationships?
We thought they were stable.
It's just a question.
The timing was never gonna be good, to be honest. But you could have saved that. Y'all really could have just wrote that out altogether, quite honestly.
Because we didn't need to see it. We didn't ask for it. We did need to see
it.
Damn.
One more time.
We didn't ask for it. We did need to see it.
Well, do you like the Emma love triangle?
I do, actually.
Why, Corey? Tell us why.
Because
why is that titillating you? And
it could be the two men that's involved. But listen, so I really like the
I'm disinterested.
I'm really interested in the new guy, and I think that he's like generally supposed to be the good guy, the hero idea that you see. The kind of has that whole "I'm a hero" type thing, you know. Whereas, oh boy, is he got some issues. He needs some medication that he needs to take consistently on a full stomach daily, right? So, but I still like him because he's complex and he's interesting and they work well together. So it's more interesting. Whereas, old girl and Jordan.
Don't do it for you.
It's just
I didn't care.
Messy with no purpose.
It was messy with no purpose, and then also it really didn't have any, it just kind of came up out of nowhere. Like, what was it at the end of the previous season and this season, or was it just at the beginning of the season they realized, oh, we like each other?
At the end of last season.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't enough. It would have been different if it had been something there from the minute they had met that had grown and blossomed throughout the show, but it just kind of popped up, and I wasn't really, because they had presented the character of Marie as really not needing nobody or anyone, right? And so now for her to be so upset about this relationship that has happened over the course of 3 months,
you can't young love, Corey. Do you remember when you were young
I do.
And
What,
in love,
love? That
like
girl,
2 days, and you were in love. You remember
But
that?
that wasn't
Corey?
love. That was lust.
that was love. She lost her virginity to both of them.
Hey, that was the
Baby
most
girl.
interesting part of that relationship. And I wish they would have talked about it a little bit more in depth, actually.
Well, earlier you said you liked the fact that it was what it was, and we didn't have to talk about it.
We didn't, but I mean, if you're
It
gonna
was-
do it, I mean, at least that's the most interesting part of it. I mean, come on now, this is a show that shows full on
Everything.
uncut dick. I mean,
Literally uncut.
literally. You have a superhero that has a quantum space inside his self.
Just say the word, Corey.
Inside his ass. That can fit multiple people. You understand? I don't know.
What they call it, Corey? Not a super bottom. A what bottom?
A power bottom. Power bottom. That's a power bottom for you. That is a power bottom for you.
That's bottomless.
So I kind of felt like we were kind of, it was kind of lacking a little bit.
He wasn't lacking for nothing. Anyway, the group out of the group, who do you think is the most vulnerable?
Ooh.
Are we even counting Annabeth?
Yes, because she's part of the group now.
It would have to be her or Kate.
Why? Tell us why.
Obviously Annabeth, because she has this whole relationship thing that she's trying to work out with Marie. Kate, because I mean, at this point, I haven't been a fan of Kate, right? But at this point, you gotta root for her a little bit. I mean, she been through it. She missing half her arm at this point. She just not got a piece of her powers back. I mean, nobody likes her. Nobody wants to be around her. She can't fit in with the villains. She don't fit in with the heroes. Huh?
Didn't she get that forgiveness?
I mean, in a way.
She got that human hair wig.
But that's all she get is a human hair wig. Maria over here blessing people with regenerative powers and taking out, genetic conditions. And
the least she could have done was grown her hand back, huh? Her hair too.
So you gotta feel for Kate at this point, right? I think she is one of the more vulnerable people because she's trying to find her spot. And I think whenever she does, I think that she'll be something. She will be.
Okay. All right. So this episode ends with Starlight and A-Train finding the group as they head out to attempt to find Stan Edgar. What is Starlight's true motivation here? Is she there to rescue them for the resistance, or to recruit them for an even bigger fight against Vought? Elliot?
I think Starlight is there to recruit them for a bigger fight. I really, really do. I'm still again confused about the A-Train thing because I know they can't stand each other. At least the last that I saw. Which I had
how did he even get with her?
Right, because I knew they couldn't stand each other.
Because they were trying to kill his family.
Yeah,
A-Train wasn't having that.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, I think for some reason it's for a larger fight because there's probably even with this whole resistance movement, probably a breakdown in their power structure as well. And so perhaps for a bigger fight. I know, much like everybody else, she about ready to take Homelander out.
Yeah. So many different reasons. All right. On a scale, so we have two ratings. I want to rate this particular episode, and I want to also rate the season. And as always, we start with Elia first. From Mayfair to 10, how would you rate this particular episode?
Okay, so from Mayfair to 10, this episode for me is about a 7.5 or 8. And very high ranking simply because, again, I love the great historical reference and they delivered. And the way in which they delivered was both creative and crass all at the same time. So I'm here for a good double entendre, and yeah, it worked out. It was well played. Not quite a 9 or 10. Again, for some of those pieces that were kind of left lingering, but overall, yeah, it's 8 for me.
Corey, this episode.
I think I'm gonna say the same. I think it's 7.5 or 8. The only reason why it doesn't get higher is because I thought the fight with Godolkin should have been a little bit bigger, because they spent the entire season with this question of who is Cypher, the whole Cypher's thing, right? So I felt like that should have been a little bit more drawn out, and maybe somebody should have either died, been seriously maimed, or some sort of consequence going into the final season of the show, or whatever, how they merged the final season of this show, or with the boys or whatever, right? I wanted to see the stakes amped up a little bit in a different capacity. And that's the only reason why it didn't get higher marks. But I really do like the show. I hate that if we get the next season, it'll be the last season, because there's so much potential. But I mean, the way they ramp both of these shows up, I mean, you don't really have a space to go unless you completely do another part of the world, which I read they were kind of thinking about doing.
So for me, this particular episode, I'm going to give it an 8, and this is why. Let me talk about what I didn't like about it, and some of what I didn't like you all mentioned. Number one, I thought that this particular episode was a pretty solid episode. That's why I gave it an 8. What I did not like about it was the fact that it ended with this particular episode. Yeah, they kind of teased us with what's going to happen in the next season, but I would have preferred that Cypher be a returning character. Even if it ended with boom, all of a sudden Homelander shows up, and now the group has to decide whose side they want to fight for. Do they want to side with Homelander, or do they want to side with Godolkin? That would have been a bit more interesting, and it would have highlighted what was to come in the next season. That was me. That's why I didn't give it anything higher than an 8. All right, so this entire season, oh yeah, Mayfair to 10.
Definitely think I'm nowhere near Mayfair. And honestly, the season overall for me is still going to fall around an 8. It kept my attention. It did not bore me to death, which is always a plus. And all of the gore aside, the storyline was just still really good. I did not care for the way in which they introduced Annabeth, and we talked about this before. I thought the name was just stupid. Didn't care for that, and I know that's kind of petty, but yeah, didn't really care for that.
It reminds you of anime.
It's just country and unnecessary. So that wasn't one of my favorite things. And if I'm being quite honest, of all the acting that has been displayed in this show, across both seasons, I have enjoyed the acting. I thought Annabeth's character was a bit flat. So I didn't care for that too much. But other than that, really enjoyed it. Great season. So still around an 8 for me.
Corey?
The same. For the same reason. You know, it was a big buildup, and there was all this tension created. And I don't know if the finale of the season lived up to what I was expecting to happen, right? I kind of, maybe a prolonged fight with Godolkin, or Godolkin actually lived, and we did get to, like you said, Shay, we get to see some sort of confrontation between he and Homelander in some capacity. I just thought that, you know, that it was a big buildup for this season's big bad to ultimately be left with the question of, you know, are you going to join this fight? But I kind of think they did that because Boys is the premiere show, and that show is obviously ending with this upcoming season, and so they're going to try to wrap up the continuum between the two within the next year to 2 years or 2 seasons or whatever. So I enjoy it though.
So for me, I'm going to go in the opposite direction of the two of you. I'm going to give this particular season a 6. And let me tell you why. Huh?
You didn't Mayfair it, so
no, I didn't Mayfair. It's on the other side.
If you didn't Mayfair it. Come on,
it's on the other side. So as I'm thinking about, number one, I had to rewatch this last episode because I didn't remember it. Right, that's not good for somebody like me, because I don't remember nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't remember nothing. I didn't remember it. And so what that basically told me right then and there was this was not a memorable season. Point blank, period. There were some great episodes in this particular season. I will never take that away from them. And that's probably why it's a 6. The introduction of Stan, right? That was good. That was great. But let's think about it for a second. Everything that was good and great about this particular season had everything to do with the boys. Very little to do with this show in and of itself. So I land on a 6.
But okay, so let me push back on you just a second. Just playing devil's advocate.
Ooh, I love it. That's when it gets good.
Isn't this show? I view this show as a continuum of the boys, as a continuation of the boys' story. This is just another piece of that story. I view these two as interconnected. And this probably supports your point. That is the problem because they've never really differentiated this show from the boys franchise. I think because they wanted to draw the similarities in the crowd that watched the boys into this show. But ultimately, there are no other teen groups. There's no other people to, fight against, Marie and her team. They're all wrapped up in everything that goes on with the boys. So, I don't separate the two, which is probably to your point, actually.
Oh, yeah. Your thoughts?
I still didn't finish the boys. I saw enough. I'll say that. No, I mean I support your 6, but I still stand by my 8 with my knowledge base. But I understand your point completely.
So, what about the boys that you had trouble finishing? I know there are a couple episodes in the boys that were kind of like, oh, okay,
finishing. My job gets in the way.
Oh, I thought it was because the story got left for you.
Okay. Oh, no. And then watching multiple things at the same time. Yeah. So no, it's not that I'm disinterested because it is a lot going on. So I enjoy it 100%.
It's constant fuckery. That's why I like it.
Not one single episode that I've seen did not have it. So yeah, it's just timing.
That's my kind of carrying on. I like that.
So to allow me to go a step further with my 6. So I hear you, Corey. I do. I really, really do. But all shows, if it's going to be a show unto itself, it has to have its own storyline.
I agree. I do agree with you. I do. And as a series, that's probably why we may, if we get another season, that'll be the last season, right? Because it never established its own micro universe of characters, right? Who's like there should be. I kind of look at this as kind of like comparable to like Teen Titans, right? One of the comics,
which was so good,
right? Teen Titans had they're part of DC. Yeah, they're an offshoot of Justice League and all those cast of characters, but they had their own main villains, plots, storylines, people that were central to their particular story. And I think the thing about Gen V, they never established any other groups outside of this insular pack of quote unquote heroes. Sorry ass heroes as they are, but they focus so much on this insular group that you really don't see the whole universe outside of young superheroes outside of them, which I think is potentially could have been a disservice to this show. But you know.
So that's our take. Thank you all so very much for watching us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Yeah is yawning, and that is always our clue that it's time for us to go. Until next time, see y'all.